Hello and welcome back to daily planning for Bitcoin and gold. This will be the first ever raw recording of my daily planning that goes to public. Today is 2nd of February. I will be covering only Bitcoin and gold as I've mentioned before, and I'll be using a very minimum amount of templates or indicators to make the chart as clean as possible with probably a simplest explanation as you can see. So before we start, previously on last week, Bitcoin, as I have stated before, I want to see some kind of reaction. Currently, it was on a momentum down. That's my line for here for lower highs. I didn't want anything to be taken on the lower highs, and I've been taking for first trouble area here, which didn't even touch. The weekly VWAP also didn't even touch, it didn't even feel it, and then immediately puke. So you can just skip this. I'm gonna remove everything that is not important actually because it's already happened. This also done. This also got swept, and this also swept. Okay, so there's a lot of things that coming today. Lots of pukes. We see that it has lots of liquidation, I believe. Another one, and this should have lots of liquidation, and we're still grinding down. Well, what do we want to see? Okay, first of all, let's check the highest time amount here. I honestly didn't know where we at. Okay, so 76. Do you remember what kind of range there was? If we were to went lower than before, we're probably in this VA. Remember the 2024 multi-month range? That's the thing. We're probably on this particular part, which if we went way sub 70, we're probably gonna play this range. Okay, so I'm gonna make it here. Oh wait, okay, gonna make that one. Edit. So 2024 VA for highs and 2024 low. That's our Q. But what are we looking at? Currently, for intraday, what I want to see is, well, there's two ways that I want to interpret this. First of all, we're currently on a massive sellers. Sellers are in control for now. We see we don't even have enough strength to at least have rebound properly. Currently, because this is still on Sunday, we might see some of those rebounds on this New York session, but remember, if I recall correctly, there should be another US government shutdown, like effective yesterday, if I remember, the 30th of January at night. So I don't really think that gonna have any volatility, but if it does, what do you want to see? What do I want to see is, at the very least, this particular highs, or at the very least, This band previously is get swept and rejected. Okay, but if by any miracles we have lots of buying pressure on this particular part, which we might have considering this is crypto, and this is also near pivotal area, like 5 more Ks and we are back to 2024 range. What do you want to see is, I want to see another reaction on the previous weekly view up. Why? Because this is also aligning with previous range. You see that in this particular part, there are some buyers that are still willing to defend the price, albeit they fail to do so, which in result another liquidation cascade. Oops. So there you have it. As much as I want to say I want to long, not really. I don't really know how much lower it'll get, but there's my POI for today. Want to see some reaction on here, want to see reaction some here, and another one. Because we are way below any self-made VA, so yeah. Okay, that's for Bitcoin. Now onwards to gold. So what do we have here? Okay, because you haven't heard any of the journey that I made with gold previously, when gold was still rallying here, I said that, I mean here, yeah, on this particular part, because the momentum is just strong, I said previously that as long as there's no higher time frame market structure shift, then shorting gold is considered EV minus, which means if you attempt to short gold, you will end up with more loss than you will ever encounter because the momentum is so strong. It went from 4.3 thousand all the way to 5.6 thousand, and you try to short every small relief, small pullback. It's kind of hard. It's better to just long at the view up or the band. It has more potential for the upside and also a looser invalidation. Okay, and on that particular day, I said that if there's a huge pullback, you want to have a sting bit here, which for me it happens after the puke and it went perfectly well on my imaginary lines, which I don't know how long this was. How big? Ooh, 91. Okay, that's clearly a lot. Well, the sting bit ends up working well, but you really need a small amount if you want to risk properly. Gonna remove everything that is of no use now. And by then, I said that if this breaks, then it went for higher time frame market structure shift for me on the 4 hour. So, what do you want to see here? Obviously, if there's some. Oh my god. Obviously, if we see here, there's a very good selling that is very structured. What you want to see is another retest onto the support and resistance area, and then you're gonna have another attempt for reshort it. That's about it. I've planned this like half, yep, half month ago for another high time frame shift, and now I get it. So what you want to see? You see another rejection here. And where do you want to go? Oops. And what's the first ever area for reaction? Here. Which clearly we already done it. This weekly gap already got touched, but not fully filled. Then what you want to see is another reaction here. This small gap on the earlier January. So there you have it. Your current POIs and your current target. Okay. I hope you are not very confused. I try to make it as simple as possible. I'll see you tomorrow.